The number one secret to attracting beautiful women, I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, that I learned from approaching over 10,000 women during my nearly 3-decade pickup career as a professional pickup artist. Okay, so I'm going to give you that number one secret right now, and it's probably the most simple, most obvious, and yet most complex secret that I could possibly give you. When it comes to attracting beautiful women, the number one thing that tells her and communicates to her that you are a viable partner, that you are used to dating beautiful women of her caliber, that she should be dating you too, right? That number one secret is your ability to stay normal around her. Okay, and you might think, so stupid. What do you mean? You would be surprised, or maybe not surprised, that when you see most guys, okay, I'm talking about almost overwhelmingly, 99.9% of guys out there who go out and start talking to an attractive woman above an 8 in looks. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. These guys lose their ability to stay normal around her. They start acting socially weird. They start qualifying themselves to the girl. They start validating themselves to the girl. They start selling themselves to the girl. They might start bragging about their car, bragging about their job, trying to show off their body, their six-packs, their jack, they work out. Whatever it is, they start feeding their power over to the girl. They lose their ability to just be normal around her. Okay, and I guarantee if you don't have pickup or game training, you're making this mistake too. Okay, even if you're like sitting there going, no, it's stupid and this and that. I guarantee if you were to see a girl who is a dime piece right now, and I told you, go approach her, go get her phone number, you would get scared, right? And even if you mustered up the courage to go talk to her, like, I'm going to prove that M guy wrong. I'm going to talk to this dime piece and be normal. Watch me do it. And then you go up to her and all of a sudden you're like, and she starts looking at you like, yes. And you're like, hi, I just want to say hi. Yeah, so can I just like get your number? You know, you're not being yourself. You lost that ability. This is how you determine how good a guy's game actually is his ability to stay normal around the girl. If you look at every single pickup that I've ever done, or if you look at any infields that I have, whether it's here on my YouTube, you kind of have to dig for them because YouTube started banning these videos, but I still have a few up that I left up. If you look at those, or if you look at any on my Instagram, I always try to post like short infields on Instagram. It usually gives you like 60 seconds, so I try to post like clips here and there whenever I can. If you look at every single approach I do, you don't see me acting out of character. You see me acting exactly how I act, right? I'm very, very normal. There's no change in voice tonality. There's no change in my aura or my energy. I come at the girl as I am, and I remain icy. I keep that rock solid eye contact. There's no effort almost. I mean, there's no, I don't know if effort's a word, but there's no try-hardness, harmonious almost, and like flowing. Whereas when I approach a girl, it's normal, right? I've said this before, like a lot of guys, when you see like some of the top PUAs, top pickup artists in the world, which I've gamed with, right? I've gamed with many of the top pickup artists in the world. A lot of guys who are, say, newbies or even just like intermediates, for them, it doesn't even look like a pickup is happening. I mean, I've said this before a number of times, like if you were to see me work a set in a venue, it would look like I already know the person. It would look like he's known this person, like must have known this person like decades already, you know, or must have known that they've known each other their whole lives. It looks like it's like, no, I just met this person, right? But you can't tell because it's that flawless. Because I make a lot of those social norms obvious with a girl. I'm just not afraid to be myself. I don't filter myself. I don't try to manage my impression, because once you start doing those things, you're coming off very, very disingenuous, right? It comes off very fake to the girl, right? And AKA not normal. You're not being your normal self around her. The reason why I'm successful with approaching women, right? I have a very, very high closing ratio. I probably have one of the highest closing ratios, not to sound arrogant, out of, I'd say, most of the top 10 pickup artists, which I include myself in. Arrogant. But I am. And a lot of the reason for that is my ability to stay normal in set with a beautiful woman that I've never met, that I've just cold approached, and I've just started a conversation with, to just stay normal, to not qualify myself in any way, shape, or form, like most guys do. See, a lot of guys will watch this and go, oh, I can do that, I can do it, I can do it. Go try it. Go try it. I dare you. Go out today. You don't even have to approach a dime piece. Approach a 7. Make it easy for you. Try to approach a 7 and try to be your normal self. Even if the girl's just the least bit cute. Try to do it. Bet you can't. I guarantee, right? I guarantee at some point you're gonna qualify yourself. I guarantee you're gonna try to validate yourself at some point. Or I mean validate the girl. All right? You're not gonna be able to stay normal. And this is the biggest hiccup that I see with almost every single student I come across. Every single student. There was only one student that I ever had on my boot camp who was able to stay normal around the girl. And it wasn't a surprise to me that this guy was an advanced student. I didn't know that when he came on my boot camp. It's not like I ask everybody like, oh, have you taken other boot camps before? Usually I just ask guys to just like rate their skill level, and he was being very humble, and he was like, I'm a 5, and he wasn't a 5. He was like an 8 or 9. He was very, very good. So once we went in field, I think he might have said that because he was trying to impress me, but he had taken a number of boot camps, and he'd been studying pickup for a long time, and he was just very good. He approached a girl who was about a 9 in looks. There was like no qualification on his end whatsoever. There was no validating to the girl on his end. I saw that rock solid eye contact. I was like, okay, this guy's definitely got a lot of experience. So that is the number one secret to attracting beautiful women, is really your ability to stay normal around her and not do anything that comes off socially awkward or weird or shy or insecure or anything like that. And it's almost like a catch-22, because it's like the more beautiful women you date, the less awkward you become around them. And the less awkward you become around them, the more able you are to be your normal self. And the more able you are to be normal around them, the more easily they are attracted to you. Because they're like, oh, this guy's not acting weird. He's not doing anything socially retarded or needy or clingy around me. He's just interacting with me. This is weird. He has freedom from outcome, he's entitled, and he's congruent. Those are the 3 things, by the way, the 3 main factors that I teach you that needs to happen in a proper pickup, right? You need to have freedom from outcome, entitlement, and congruence. Okay, if you don't know that, that's because you're not in 7 months of mastery, son. That's why you got to be in my program. It's worth every friggin' penny. And like I said, this is something that you should test yourself on, and you should test even your guy friends on, or anybody who's going to hate on this vid and say, I can do it. Test yourself. Go out. And like I said, I'm not even going to give you a hard test. You don't have to approach a dime piece. Girl could be a 7. Okay? She could be a 7 in looks. That's fair. See if you can maintain yourself. Just be your normal self without changing your behavior in any way, shape, or form. Just being able to be your normal self. I guarantee you can't do it. I've never seen a single person do it without training. Okay? It's always been somebody who's ended up like having some sort of training and lots of experience. And like I said, I had that one guy on my boot camp, and sure enough, he had taken other boot camps from top PUAs, and he had been in the game for almost a decade. He had hundreds of approaches under his belt. Maybe even a couple of thousand. He was very, very solid in the set. I mean, he did not change his behavior at all, and didn't change his behavior in a way where it didn't come off like socially weird. right? Because a lot of you guys might be like, oh, I could be normal, and then you go into a set with a girl and you'll just like be frozen around her. That's not being your normal self, okay? Being your normal self is like how I'm talking to you right now. If I were to see a beautiful woman, like if I opened my garage and she walked by and I approached her, you would think that I already knew that girl, right? Because I'm just making everything so normal, right? And that's how a lot of my pickups look. They look so normal. And this is why a lot of times, like not only on mine, but some other top PUAs who I've gamed with, I've seen other people do like response videos on theirs and even a couple of mine where they're like, oh, this is fake. Actress. And it's like, dude, are you fucking that dumb? I mean, that usually tells me the person doesn't go out. That automatically tells me the person doesn't go out, because anybody who goes out would know, like, no, that shit is real to the core. That's how you do game. A pickup should never look like a pickup. Soon as it looks like a pickup, you know you're watching an amateur. When it looks like a pickup, you're watching somebody who's like an amateur. When it looks seamless and when it looks flawless, you know you're watching a professional. Right? There's a huge, huge difference. And the best pickups that you'll ever see and that you'll ever do yourself are pickups that don't look or feel like a pickup. The second the girl feels like, oh, he's working game on me, he's picking me up, that's when her guard goes up. She basically cuts you off from gaming her, right? Is when she feels like, oh, he's trying to pick me up. Those are always hilarious too. And it's like, especially when it comes to some of the top pickup companies that people do response videos on, or mine especially. I've been in business for like, since the 90s. I would not risk my credibility or my time and effort. I mean, the time and effort it would take to just find somebody and sketch this thing and film it. It's like, why would I even fucking do that when I could just grab my camera and walk down the street and find any cute girl I want and just approach her? It's that simple. The level of incel in some of these guys is hilarious. It's like, dude, if you got off Pornhub and you actually got out and started going to venues, you would see that, hey, this is what an actual professional pickup looks like. This is what a non-professional pickup looks like. You know, you have to know the difference. And many of the best pickups you'll do, like I said, will be the ones where you are able to be your normal self around the girl. If you think back on girls that you weren't that attracted to, right? Who you felt were beneath your level of standards, that, you know what, they kind of threw themselves at you. You knew that they liked you. You knew that you could sleep with them. It wasn't a big deal to you. What happened with those girls? You were able to be your normal self, weren't you? You were able to be your normal self around them because you knew they were beneath you. They weren't nearly at the level of your standards as some of the other girls you date. They're just kind of beneath you and you're just kind of bored. You just interacted with them as you normally would. You were able to be your normal self. The difference is when it comes to those girls who are just a little bit above what you're used to getting, just a little hotter than what you're used to dating, just a little younger than what you're used to dating. That's where the test comes in. That's when you get tested, is because now you're dealing with a girl that is higher value, maybe even a little bit out of your league, so to speak. And the test is, can you stay normal around that girl? And I guarantee you can't. And if you're going to sit here and be like, no, I can't, stupid PUA, I can't. Before you talk that smack, go out and do it. Okay? Go out and test yourself. Like I said, you can't be on a girl who's beneath your standards. It has to be on a girl with a girl who's a little bit above. Right? A little bit above. Usually a girl who's at least, a 7 in looks, chick's going to be at least cute enough. Test yourself and see if you have the ability to stay normal around her. But when it comes to attracting beautiful women, the more normal you can remain around her, the more you communicate all the right things to her. You communicate to that girl that A, you're in abundance, B, you date beautiful women all the time just like her, so you're not even fazed by it, and C, that you have experience. Right? You have experience in high-pressure social situations, because she knows if she's a good-looking chick that for most guys, that's a high-pressure social situation. Very attractive girls, when guys are talking to them, they are very nervous. They're very, intimidated. A lot of these guys will start sweating bullets. Like, they'll start sweating in their armpits and stuff like that. And crazy stuff, right? Crazy. Because they lose their ability to be normal around her. And then they just feel the need to qualify themselves. They'll start talking about their job, their career, some business they're building to try to kind of impress the girl, right? They'll try to impress her. So if you're trying to do those things, guess what? You're not being normal around her. So I'm talking about being your normal self, right? being your normal self. What I teach you in game is you are enough, right? You have to come at girls with that attitude. You are enough. The more you have that attitude in your head, you are enough, the more normal you can act around her. Besides the top 3 traits that I taught you earlier, was freedom from outcome, self-entitlement, and congruence, right? And these skills too, even if you're like complete MGTOW and you swore off women, these are skills you could use for job interviews. These are skills you could use to build a business and connect with people and network and all this other stuff. I mean, I've used these pickup skills, like I said, to get these corporate jobs back when I was still working in corporate America. I got hired by a couple of Fortune 100 companies. I got very high-level positions too that, where they had a lot of choices in candidates, and I got chosen because I had these skills. So it's not just about gaming women. I mean, these are skills you could use in so many other aspects of your life, right? But either way, that is the number 1 secret to attracting beautiful women, 8s, 9s, and 10s, is the ability to remain normal and act normal and stay your normal self around her. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Go ahead and smash that like button below. Do it now. Also, hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you guys subscribe, so please make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And for all you guys who want to support my work,